everybody. Thank you so much for dialing in today on Facebook Live. It's great to be connected to you. I am Seal Stanford, and today we're going to talk about the ability to produce and how that relates to the ability to create wealth. You know, for the last 5 weeks, we've been talking about what it takes in order to create wealth. And there are several abilities that a person must have in order to create wealth. And so the one we're going to focus on this week is the ability to produce. And it's kind of obvious, you know, you do get paid for what you do, right? And if you have a job that's common and that everybody else can do, then that pay is not going to be nearly as high as if you have a job that only a few people could do. Basically, it's almost like being a specialist or being a generalist, right? And so you do something that's rare, that not a lot of people can do what you do, and the pay is going to be higher. Or if you do something that's pretty common, the pay is going to be lower. So one of the things that is the hardest, and for all you entrepreneurs out there and everyone that's ever owned a business or started a business, you know, the first thing, and that can be pretty tough the first year, maybe even the first few years, is to get your name out there, is to get yourself known, because nobody really knows at that point what you're doing and what your services are. So, you know, in order to build that business and really, really produce and get that wealth like you'd like to have, you know, you need to make yourself known, and it takes a little bit to do that. So in order to speed up the process, one of the things you can do is do a lot of doing this. Do a lot, because the more that you do, the more people will know you, the more people will find out about you. And, you know, I was teaching a course once when I first started out in the personal development area. And I will never forget, I came over here to the ranch and I checked in with everybody just to find out about their mindsets around making money, around money, and around being rich. And I had everyone take a look and to inspect their own mindsets that they had around money, just the word money, and then the ability to be rich, the ability to create money. And then after they, you know, kind of took a look and inspected their mindsets and their thoughts around it, the second thing I asked them to do was to inspect it and see if those were their own opinions, their own beliefs, their own thoughts, or if those thoughts, beliefs, and opinions came from someone else, like their parents, maybe their grandparents, maybe the culture they were raised in, so that basically they could see if those viewpoints were serving them and if it was their own beliefs or if they just picked them up and adopted them from someone else. And maybe they're not serving them. Maybe their ways and their beliefs really don't work best for them, you know. And so, and I would encourage you all to do the same. So, you know, take a look and see, what kind of mentality do you have? Do you have a poverty mindset? Do you have a poverty mentality? Or do you have a rich mentality? And then in order for you to really, really be happy in life, it's like you need to have a vision, your own vision, and you need to be able to work for that. And the reason why that's so important is because you're working off your own self-determination, not somebody else's, which really positions you to be in the zone, which we talked a lot about, being in the right place at the right time, doing the right things with the right people. So, and we spoke earlier in the previous weeks about having that ability to have the ability to have wealth if you created it. You know, I said a few weeks back, I've known people who were very wealthy and they couldn't even have the wealth that they have. You would think that they were making a few pennies a month or had a few pennies left over to live on, you know. But what was missing was that ability to really have. So in order to create wealth, having that ability to produce is key. So look at it from this way: either do something, find something that you can do that you love, that not everybody else can do, that not a lot of people are doing. And that is such a key ability to be able to create wealth and produce wealth. Now, if you want the PDF that we're going to hand out at the end of this call, just type in the word produce in the comment section. We would greatly appreciate it. We make sure you get it. And then if you're watching this as a replay, just type in replay. And if you're watching it live, type in live. Okay, so the ability to create wealth this week, the ability to produce. Stay tuned for next week. It's going to wrap it all up and talk about being able to create wealth.